Here we are. It is time for my May wrap-up. How? My question is, how is May already over? You know what I mean? Like, I don't like you seeing my bed that much, but whatever. How is May over already? Like, feels like we just started April. Last month. Why did I say it like that? Last month, I was in a bit of a reading slump. I could barely read, but for somehow, I don't know how it happened, I still managed to read 10 books. I still read 10 books. I still read 10 books. I only have 8 to show you. Yep, I only have 8 books to show you. Let's stack them so I can hold them all up for you guys. And I will explain how I got to 10 books. Anyway, here's the ones I have. I'll screenshot this for a picture. Okay. So, I read 10 books. I don't know how this happened, but here we are. This is the bin I keep my books in that I read every month. If you didn't know, if you haven't been here before. I just think we should get into it. So the first book that I read this month was Gossip Girl Because I'm Worth It by Cecilie von Ziegler. So this is actually the 4th Gossip Girl book. I finally read it. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. Obviously, this is one of my own books, so it gets to go back on my bookshelf. I don't know how I did it. I did it. I'm proud of myself. I mainly read this just because I was like, okay, these I can get through fast because I pushed myself to get through them, so I just was like, I'm gonna get through it. And then I got through it, so now we're here. I kind of wanted to put in earrings. Alright, we're gonna continue. So, as I said, this was actually the first book I read this month. I gave it a 2-star. I think I've changed my ratings for all, you can see the ones I read back here. All 3 of these, I've changed my rating to a 2-star because I just can't give them more than a 2. I'm not loving this series. Now, look, now I've read 4 of them. My dog just let out a little bark, so if she continues barking, I'll go see what it is, but she hasn't. So, 2-star. Really? She just waited till I started talking again. 2-star. Didn't love it. I'm pretty sure my angle changed a lot. I'm sorry. My boyfriend just called me. So, okay, but the next thing I read was 12 Angry Men by Reginald Rose, I'm pretty sure. And I read this for school. It is a play about 12 jurors that are working on this case about this young man who supposedly murdered his father, and they're trying to figure out if he actually did or not. And it was really fun because the whole class, we each got individual parts, and then we read those parts. So I got the 3rd juror, and if you've read this, wow. Anyway, I gave it a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. I think that was just one thing that made my reading month easier, was to include that. Next thing I read was Twilight the Graphic Novel Volume 1, written by Stephenie Meyer. Art and adaptation by Young Kim. These books are so pretty. These are just really nice graphic novels about the Twilight series. The art is just exquisite. So pretty. And I gave it a 5-star. It was, really enjoyable to read it this way. So, 5-star it is. Next book that I finished, I had to return as well, and that was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, written by V. Schwab. So if you didn't know, I started reading this in April, and I was like, I'm not really enjoying it because I only got 100 pages in, so I was kind of considering taking it back and just not reading it. I'm so happy I finished it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It's one of my favorite books of the year. I'm gonna insert a clip here of me literally bawling my eyes out right after I finished it, because I think it'd be fun to include that. I don't think this will ever get put in anything. Psych, you thought. You can't even see me. I just finished. You don't even know what it is. You can't see The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I've never felt so brokenhearted. I've been crying since, I don't know, page like 400. I've been crying for a solid 40 pages. I'm just... I don't know. I knew from all the people reading it that it wasn't gonna have a happy ending, but I wished it would have. And some of the things they said before they never saw each other again, and let me find this and read it. It was... Okay, so she just found, because after, you know, whatever, Henry published the book, like wrote it and published it, and called it The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And it says the shop girls were right. There is no author's name, no photo on the back, no sign of Henry Strauss, beyond the simple, beautiful fact that the book is in her hands and the story is real. She peels back the cover, turns past the title to the dedication. 3 small words rest in the center of the page. I remember you. And there was a part in the chapter before it where he says, Henry runs his hand over the manuscript, relieved and sad that it is done. He wishes he could have lived with it a little longer. Wishes he could have lived with her. But now he is glad to have it, because the truth is he's already beginning to forget. So, yeah, there's my thoughts on The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I'll probably end up putting this in my wrap-up. So yeah, you can see, my feelings about it. Okay, let's just move on. So the next book I finished was Twilight the Graphic Novel Volume 2. So you can see how I'm getting through these so fast. The first book was like a little over 200 pages. The next one was for school and it wasn't even 100 pages. Graphic novel one I already was like a quarter of the way through. And then another graphic novel so far. Again, the art is just super pretty. I love the art style in this. Ooh, let's get to the, yeah. Ooh, so pretty. I absolutely love these. This was just about the first book, if you were wondering. Yeah, they didn't make any more after New Moon, I don't think. So, yeah, super pretty. The next book that I read was, because if you didn't know, last month I read Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, and I gave it a 3-star. I read Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. Another reason I can get through this book so fast, because it is a chunky book, is because Leigh Bardugo's writing is like really fast for me. This also took me like 2 weeks to get through. I did tab it quite a bit. Quite a little bit. So if you don't know what this series is about, you're probably living under a rock. It's about Alina Starkov. She is a map maker for, I want to say the Second Army. A map maker for the army in this world. And there's a thing called the Shadowfold, which they have to cross it if they want to get like supplies and things. And there's Volkar that are there that try to kill them. Kind of like Demogorgons, I would say, but they can fly. So she has to cross the fold with her best friend Malyan Oretsev, and like the army has to get supplies. So when they're crossing the fold, things go wrong. The Volkar find them, and they get attacked by Volkra, and she and Mal almost die. But there's a strange light that comes from Alina's body that saves their lives. And then the Darkling comes in, and he's like, what is the meaning of all of this? And then he's like, are you the Sun Summoner? And she is the Sun Summoner, of course. Yeah, it's a really good book. I'm crap at explaining stuff. This is the second installment of the Shadow and Bone trilogy. This one includes Nikolai. Nikolai, if you can't tell, is my favorite character. I love him. I'm super excited for King of Scars now. Anyway, 4-star. I gave this a 4-star. I was kind of surprised, and I really enjoyed it. I really did. I loved it. So, yeah. The next book I read is the only one that's not going back on my bookshelf that I'm showing you today, which is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. Are you guys proud of me? I've been reading this for like a month and a half. I finally finished it. Mind you, I gave it a 2-star. So these were the Throne of Glass novellas, read by Sarah J. Maas. So you read these before you read Throne of Glass. No. So here's all the short stories. So the Pirate Lord one, I gave it a 1-star. I absolutely hated it. The Assassin and the Healer, I think I gave it like a 3. The Assassin in the Desert, I'm pretty sure that was my favorite. I gave it like a 4. The Assassin in the Underworld, I gave it a 3. And the Assassin in the Empire, I think I gave it like a 3 as well. So I gave it a 2-star because of how long it took me, and I just really did not enjoy it. But yeah, I wanted to film this today so I could take this back to the library as well today. I don't know what else to say except I'm just like, I don't, like, could be better. Could have been better, but it wasn't. It really just missed the mark for me. So yeah, just want to talk about the books I'm currently reading. Wow, I literally just flopped myself up on the bed. I for real just was a fish. I am reading Six of Crows, and I am through 2 chapters, about to start Kaz's. 34 pages into it. The phone is ringing now. Can you hear it? I've already tabbed it 3 times. I'm loving it. Also, can we mention when I was talking about Season Storm how I said Melia and Red Sev so clear? I also don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I say it. So leave me alone. But I'm also reading Throne of Glass now, and I just want to say The Assassin's Blade was bad. This is not bad. I'm through 6 chapters and 38 pages, and I'm loving it so far. Like, absolutely flying through those 38 pages, considering how long it took me to get through this monstrosity. So yeah, I was already like, I had less than 100 pages when I started that this month, so that's why I got through that so fast, if you're wondering. Next book I read was Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. Oh my gosh, this book broke my entire being. It broke my heart. I am broken because of this book. I gave it a 5-star. 5 out of 5 stars. Which I know a lot of people actually don't like this book at all. And I don't know what's wrong with you guys that don't like this. This is my favorite one out of the trilogy. And it took me like 3 days to get through. So, I also tabbed this one considerably more than the other one because I loved it so much. Let's just look at the page right before, like, this is the after, you know, like the epilogue thing. You know what happens on those pages, you know? Like, just listen to this. I'm sorry if you don't want spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, I'll put up a picture of, like, the book, and then you can skip to where there's not that. So, who attended him, I wondered, feeling an ache rise in my throat? Who had combed his dark hair back so neatly from his forehead? Who had folded his graceful hands on his chest? Some in the crowd were complaining that the Darkling had no business sharing a pyre with a saint. But this felt right to me, and the people needed to see an end to it. And then everyone's going, Sancta Alina, Sancta Alina, you know, because she died on the fold, And she goes, no one knew his name to curse or extol, so I spoke it softly beneath my breath. Alexander, I whispered, a boy's name, given up, almost forgotten. I was in school. I finished this on the last day of school. I was sobbing. I was literally like, my chest was heaving. I was bawling. My teacher was like, girl, are you okay? And I was like, no. Of course I'm not. Also, look at this comment I found on someone's edit. It said something like, the fact that Alina and Alexander were soulmates, but Sancta, Alina, and the Darkwing weren't. And I was like, what? This is so true. Anyway, I'm sorry. I need to put this away. 5 freaking stars. I read Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. You may think that I'm just doing like a fun rereading month of Twilight. No, that's not what happened. I swear. So, what I'm doing is I'm actually reading books to Romeo. So I've read him like Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and all of the Hunger Games books. So now we're on to Twilight. And he enjoyed Twilight quite a bit. I gave it a 4 star. It's not as great as I remember it being. So, another problematic author. I'm pretty sure Stephenie Meyer is pretty problematic. Yeah, but I read this to Romeo. So it was like really easy. We just read a chapter a night. And so we're going to start New Moon tonight. I'm super excited. Yeah, 4 star. It wasn't as great as I remember it being, but it was good. And then I finished this one like last second. One of my favorite books of the year. A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova. So if you didn't know, I got this for Easter from my boyfriend. I tabbed it again. Are we surprised? I don't think so. Wow, this book was just, wow. It's pretty short. It's like 317 pages. It is $15 on Amazon for a paperback. But hear me out. Go buy it. Any book with fan art on the cover, I'm pretty much convinced that I'm going to love it. So, I read it, and I loved it. I gave it a full 5 stars. So this book follows a girl named Luella, who lives in this, like, small village, and there's, like, a fade, and then the elf lands. So every time that the human queen and elf dies, elf king dies, the elf king comes and claims the girl with the magic powers that live in that village. So in the village, no one's found a girl with magical powers yet. And it's been over a year since she was supposed to be taken. And so the lands are dying, and all the people like down there are dying really early and young now. And Luella's just a healer in the village. She's like, obviously I'm not it. Of course she is. So the elf king comes and takes her. And it figures out that her best friend put on, like, that's in love with her, put a necklace on her that would hide her powers. So she couldn't go. That dude needs help. Anyway, yeah, so it's about their story of them falling in love and her saving the world. The lands. I don't like to say the world. The lands and the kingdom. And please go read it. My explanation of it is not good. But this book is so good. I know it's short, but it's a slow burn. Enemies to lovers. Elf. Like, kind of fairy-ish. Magical romance. Wow. Go read it, please. Really good reading month with a lot of 5-star reads. My favorite books. This was my favorite book I read this month, A Deal with the Elf King. The other one was Ruin and Rising. I loved it. I don't know what else to say. You can hate me all you wanna, but it was good. So now we're going to put these books back on my bookshelf. And yeah, we'll go to that clip, and then we will cut in and do an outro. Okay, so we need to go over the books and where they're going. And I don't want to show my mess because, as I said, I was just sick. The tabs in the mirror. I feel like all those booktubers, you know. So, alright. So, first things first. We have the Gossip Girl book. So, oh, look at Chuck and Blair. Woo! You probably didn't even see any of that, but there it is. I love seeing this box set get more filled up because I'm so sick of reading these, so that just means I'm, like, closer to being done. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, gosh. This is my Michael Jackson DVD. I'm just gonna ignore that. Okay, maybe not, because it keeps falling over, and it wants attention. Okay, for real, stop. So these covers, like, go together really nicely. They go together, like, so prettily. Oh, my God. Anyway, we're just... Yeah. So it's gonna go back in the box set. Yay! Oh my gosh, this shelf is slowly So, oh, I'm so excited to put these all together. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Do I have room to put this one out? Yes, I do. Wow. Okay, we can just move that. But wow. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I enjoyed reading these books and I enjoyed talking to you about them. And I hope you will stay tuned because I have a lot more videos to post and I keep forgetting to post and edit. I just don't have time. But now that it's summer, I have time until I get a job. Anyway, let's cut to this. I've already cut to this. Okay. Thank you all for watching. I will see you in my next video.